Friday to you. Joey Dean hanging out with you. It's brought to you by AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas in Garden City. Go check out their Facebook page. They've got some raffles going on. I'm excited about the raffles. Actually, I'm going to look at their Facebook page right now and tell you exactly what they're going to raffle off. As I'm signed up for one of them, one of the raffles. Hold on, I got to click things in correctly here. I have to think and type at the same time. That is difficult for me. That's something that I'm not very good at. Thinking, period, and then typing as well. So, the thinking's the hard part. Anyway, AAA Pawn Shop in Garden City. They've got a gun drawing going on right now. Tickets at $25. Only 25 tickets exist, so they're running out because I know I bought one and there were some bought when I bought mine. But it's a Canic Meat MC9LS. So it's a Canic Meat MC9LS. Pretty good little pistol that they are giving or drawing a winner for. Not giving away, but selling at $25 a ticket. 25 tickets exist. Don't miss out on this awesome opportunity. You can pay cash or card, taking a AAA Pawn Shop, or you can Cash App them as well. You can find out that information on their Facebook page. They have another gun drawing going on right now as well at AAA Pawn. It is a Colt El Compadre 38 Super. Those tickets are $125 a piece, not $25, $125. There's only 25 of those, and this is a awesome opportunity. This is one of 500 guns. The Colt Compadre 38 Super. It is a sexy looking gun. I'm telling you. I'm looking at the picture right now. Once again, you can pay cash or card at AAA Pawn Shop, and they will get you hooked up. But one of only 500 of those Colt El Compadres made. 38 Super is what it is. You can have it for $125 if you win the raffle. The raffle will take place once the 25 tickets are sold. So go by 132 West Kansas in Garden City, and AAA Pawn and Armory is the place to do that and get signed up and all that whatnot. We had an interesting night last night. The last couple of days have been interesting. Just one sweep in the Major League Baseball postseason as the Dodgers swept the Reds. That broke my heart a little bit because I was really hoping that the Reds would be the team that would take on the Phillies in the next round, but unfortunately the Reds not enough. The Dodgers took care of business last night. The Cubs finished the job against the Padres. Looked pretty good, a little shaky at the end. They had me worried there in the ninth inning. Not going to lie. Brad Keller, ever since his days with the Royals, and I said this to Bill Bernardoni in a text the other day, ever since Brad Keller's days with the Royals, every time he takes the mound, I'm nervous. Because you can have good Brad, you can have bad Brad. You're going to probably get both, though. And last night was a little bit of both. He got bailed out by a call. Todd Tishner was the center of some controversy with one of his calls at first base. Tishner, of course, native of Holcomb, Kansas. And he was thrown into the spotlight with some of his calls. And one that was reviewed and it was upheld. And it was a great play by Michael Busch at first base. And a great job by Tishner to see that and get the call correct. But a little bit of controversy, not nothing to not be expected. Other series, the Tigers held on to beat the Indians. And last night, dominant performance from rookie Cam Schlittler as he went 8 shutout innings, allowed 5 hits, didn't walk anyone, struck out 12, as he is the first pitcher in baseball history to go 8 innings, walk 0, punch out 12 in a postseason game. And he dominates the Red Sox as the Yankees win. They will face the Blue Jays. The wife and I were talking yesterday. They threw up the graphic for the playoff bracket on the Cubs game last night or yesterday evening, and I was like, it just blows my mind. The number 1 and number 2 seeds in the American League are the Blue Jays and the Mariners. This doesn't make sense. What kind of world are we living in? Like, I saw it all unfold in over 162 games. I understand how we got here. But the fact of the Blue Jays and the Mariners are your top two seeds in the postseason, that's crazy to me. That's crazy. And then you have the Tigers now in the Final Four on the American League side, and of course the Yankees. You were going to get Yankees or Red Sox, either one. I'd rather not had either, but let's go Blue Jays in that series, and let's go Mariners. I want to see Blue Jays Mariners in the AL Championship Series. How sweet would that be? Chance to go to the World Series. I'm pulling hard for the Mariners on the American League side of things. I really am. On the National League side, you got the Cubs. A lot of people wanted the Padres. The Cubs have won recently. Great story of the Cubs so far this year, though. Padres keep getting there and not figuring out how to finish. The Padres are the Blue Jays back in the early 2010s. Remember the Blue Jays in like 13, 14, 15, 16? The Blue Jays were in the playoffs. They were great. They were fun. They had some outstanding players. Could never figure out how to finish. They got knocked out of the playoffs, I believe, both times in 14 and 15. I believe the Royals are the ones who knocked them out. I'm pretty certain that that's the case. I know one of them was the AL Championship Series. Pretty certain. But either way, Blue Jays just couldn't figure out how to get over the hump in the postseason back then. That's the Padres now. And it seems like you always end up with a team like that in baseball. A team that perennially makes the playoffs but can't figure out how to get past their championship series or even their first round in the case of the Twins for a long time. Excuse me. But the Padres on the National League side of things, that's the team that's most like the Blue Jays of yesteryear, and of course the team right now that I would say is the unluckiest. Because the Reds snuck into the playoffs. Let's be honest here. The Reds didn't belong in the postseason. They earned their way. I'll give it to them. But they were not. Nobody was going to take the Reds seriously. The Padres were taken seriously, and the Cubs came out and took care of business in Game 1. In Game 2, Padres came back and had Cubs fans. We were shaking in our boots a little bit. Not gonna lie, there was a worry. The Cubs came out in Game 3, jumped out to a 2-0 lead, and you just felt like Wrigley was alive. And then adding on the home run late in the game, make it 3-0. Turned out to be a huge run because the Padres get the home run in the 9th, and suddenly it's a 3-1 game, and it could have been 2-1, and that would have changed everything. Everything. A questionable call on a strike 3 really hurt the Padres in the 9th. And you can look at the whole thing of, if this is next year, that whole conversation is so frustrating because it's true. If this is next year, that call gets reviewed and it's a ball. It's not strike 3. But the fact of the matter is, even in the old school days of baseball, if it's close, you got to swing. You can't leave it in the hands of the umpires, or in next year's case, the hands of a robot, to decide the game. That's not how this game's supposed to be played. This game's supposed to be played by you swinging the stick. And if it's close, you got to swing the stick. Foul it off. Battle for another pitch. Now, was that anywhere close to a strike? No, it wasn't. It was a ball. And it shouldn't have been called a strike. But you shouldn't be in that situation to begin with. You look at that at bat as a whole. And you ended up in a 2-strike count. You got to protect the plate. You can't leave it in the hands of somebody else. It is your job as the hitter to take control. And it's your job as the pitcher to take control. Nobody else on that field matters at that point. Until that ball's put in play, it is the pitcher and it is the batter. That's the only two that matter. That's the only two in control of the game. It should not be left up to the hands of the umpire or a robot or what the hell ever. And next year we're going to have the ABS challenge system, and there's going to be flaws with it, of course. Not enough challenges, too many challenges, whatever. It's going to mess with the speed of play. People are going to bitch about that because that's what they do. Because Major League Baseball gave a little and everybody's taking a lot. That's why we have the damn ghost runner in extra innings that I absolutely freaking hate. It is the dumbest. It takes out the competitive nature of the game. Oh, we're going to add a runner. He didn't earn anything. It's just we want the game to be over. Stupid. Stupid. There are things that are good. The pitch clock I'm fine with. I think there's tweaks that need to be made. I don't agree with the you throw over 2 times and then you can't throw over anymore, because then that's green light for a runner. But I get it. It keeps people from throwing over 5 times in a row. I think there should be certain tweaks made to that, but as a whole, the pitch clocks worked fine. And I'm not going to rant about the Ghost Runner because I've ranted about the Ghost Runner too many times on this show. And I'm not going to rant about the ABS system because I think it's going to be good for baseball. I think getting those calls right is important. Just like the challenge system, the replay system. Now, I think the replay system needs to be expanded. And that goes across all sports. There is no freaking reason that something shouldn't be reviewable. Get the damn egos of the umpires and the referees out of it. Get it right. You have the freaking technology. Every single sport has, oh, well, that's not a reviewable play. Why the hell not? If you got the camera angles, then review it. Get it right. You're in the business of getting the call right. Damn your ego. How many times have we seen that happen, though? Oh, that's not a reviewable play. If that was reviewable, then it should be reviewable. You know, you implemented these systems and you tweaked them a little bit here, a little bit there. Expand them all the way. You know, it's a smaller scale, but in the Pecos League, we have instant replay at Garden City. And we started out with 2 cameras that were way away from things, but we were still able to use it for instant replay. Now we've got 5 or 6 cameras that are right on top of it, and we had a situation a couple of times with a play down the line. And so we adjusted our cameras. That way we could get that play down the line, a clear look down the line. And hopefully nobody's standing in the freaking way. But we adjusted what needed to happen. What the game dictated needed to happen. Because the game will tell you, look, you need to review these things. You need to have the ability to review these things. And last night was a prime example on a called strike 3 that was a ball. You need to have the ability to review that. I 100% agree with it. And it shouldn't have been called a strike anyway. But human error is part of the thing. And right now you just have to accept it if you're a Padres fan. Now, that was not the reason the Padres lost the game yesterday. But it was a contributing factor to why they didn't come back. Because they had momentum at that point. Now, do I think they come back? No, I don't. I think that the Cubs end up shutting the door and squeaking by probably 3-2 by that point. But I think it was a little bit insurmountable. That third run was huge. It was absolutely huge. But things are going to get better for Major League Baseball with the ABS system coming next year. It's going to be better. It's not going to be great. It's not going to solve all the problems, but it's going to be better. So, Yeah, so it's going to be interesting. Got more postseason baseball coming as the Tigers at the Mariners, Yankees at the Blue Jays. It just doesn't make any sense. Dodgers at the Phillies. Who didn't see that coming? Cubs at Brewers. Go Cubs, go. Go Mariners. Like to see both those teams move on. We've got high school football coming your way tonight. Be in Mineola. I love going to Mineola. They were our rival. I went to Ashland my senior year of high school. They were our rival, one of our two big rivals. But the Wildcats hosting Satanta. A little 8-man football action. Be 6:45 our pregame show, Bank 7 Montezuma pregame show. 7 o'clock kick. I believe it's homecoming night too. So I got to look that up as I believe that we'll have another homecoming. Let's see. Mineola High School. I don't remember what it is. USD something. 219, that's what they are. Let's see here. Spirit Week will begin on Monday for the grade school. Maybe next week's there. It's senior night. That's what it is. Mineola against Satanta. Senior night. As the Wildcats will host the Indians. It's cool. I mean, it's all these places across the country for years were changing their name if they were the Indians. Southwest Kansas schools, nah. Even a Wichita school, what was it, Wichita North or whatever, changed their name. Southwest Kansas, you got them all over. Wichita County, Satanta, Hayes, Western Kansas as a whole. It's just like, nah, stick it. That's awesome. I love it. Love it. But yeah, we got high school football, your Spikes Cafe, game of the week tonight. Mineola hosting Satanta. We'll take a break, come back, and we'll talk a little NFL as the NFL played last night. We had another overtime game. We had a tie last week. We'll talk about that here in just a moment. It's Riding the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory here on Dry River Radio. Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call on my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc. You may not know this yet, but your weekend breakfast spot is about to be the same place you take the family out of an evening. That's right, we're talking about Golden Corral. The same buffet that serves steak, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and everything else you love transforms on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings from 8 to 11 to the best breakfast buffet around. Omelet station, hash browns, breakfast casserole, waffles, cinnamon rolls, biscuits, and gravy. Oh man, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Of course you can visit Golden Corral all week long, and you should. But if you really want to get your day going, you want to stop in for breakfast at Golden Corral Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, or go to goldencorral.com and order GC on the go anytime. Golden Corral, 1727 East Kansas Plaza in Garden City. Pike Insurance is an independent insurance agency. What does that mean? Well, they represent many different companies, which gives you the ability to choose the best carrier for your insurance needs. They strive to educate you on the best options available to you. Pike Insurance has a Buckland location at 120 North Main, as well as a location in Mineola at 201 South Main, or you can find them at pikeinsuranceKansas.com. Don't get confused trying to figure out what insurance you need. Let Pike Insurance help you through the process. Pike Insurance in Mineola and Buckland.
Hello everyone, it's me Harrison.
Pike Insurance is an independent...
Hello everyone, it's me Harrison, and I want to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Have you tried them out yet? If not, then you are missing out. Not only do they have fantastic breakfast and awesome lunch specials, but they also cater and have a food truck. So there is no excuses for not eating Spike's Cafe. They are open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on Ingles Home Football Friday, they stay open until 6. So go visit them today on Main Street or visit them on Facebook. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingles, Kansas.
At Bank 7, they believe that if you help build a stronger community, you build a stronger bank. They're committed to acting with the highest level of integrity in everything they do and in every relationship with their customers. Whether you want a one-on-one relationship with your banker or 24/7 mobile banking access, Bank 7 in Montezuma or Copeland is there for you. For more info, visit bank7.com. Bank 7, their best investment is you. Member FDIC. Bank 7 is a proud supporter of the South Gray Rebels. Make the best decision you could make for a fun weekend and visit Poor Decisions in Elkhart, Kansas. Open Thursdays from 7 p.m. to midnight and Friday and Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Poor Decisions is there to help you unwind after a hard week or escape the kids and in-laws. They host monthly karaoke, live music, special parties, and more. Plus, they have a comfortable outdoor patio where you can take in the evening games. With cold drinks and bar appetizers, Poor Decisions has you covered. Visit them at 820 Border Avenue in Elkhart. The best weekend decision is Poor Decisions. If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City. Welcome back, Benchwarmers. It is Riding the Pine here on a Friday. Joey Dean hanging out with you. It is a beautiful day out today, by the way. If you haven't been outside, we're in the 80s, sunny skies, light wind at the moment. It's supposed to pick up, but it's supposed to be really windy tomorrow. If you don't have plans tomorrow, by the way, go visit me and the band. We will be in Moscow, Kansas at the Bluebird. It is their 1-year anniversary party. Joey Dean and the Dry River Band. Full band show. I have Shane and Rob and Steve. It's going to be a blast. I'm excited about it. Yeah, come hang out with us in Moscow. Let's party it up in Moscow, Kansas. Who's ever said that before? Probably some people from like Rolla. Probably some people from, I don't know, Satanta. Yeah. Satanta at Mineola tonight, by the way. 6:45, our pregame show, as they'll kick off around 7 for senior night in Mineola, as the Wildcats host the Indians. Little district action for, what is it? 8-man Division 2, I believe. Pulling it up now. Should have been prepared. You would think, this is what I do for a living. I'd be prepared. Nope, not in the slightest am I prepared for anything that happens on any given day. Just not ready for it. 8-man Division 2, District 7, by the way. Mineola 3-1. Ashland, Buckland, not actually a part of the district. They are, but they aren't. They're not eligible for the postseason at all, as they've had to combine and and then Deerfield, who Ashland Buckland beat last night in a game, and then Satanta is 0-4. Deerfield 0-3, Ashland Buckland 1-1, Mineola 3-1. But either Deerfield or Satanta will be the number 2 team. Could be the number 1, I guess, as nobody has a record in district play yet. So Satanta could knock off Mineola and be the number 1 team in that district, I suppose. But pretty sure the top 3, let's see, excuse me, top 4 go to the playoffs. So everybody in that district was going to go to the playoffs anyway. But Ashland Buckland ineligible, so just the top 3 are going to go. I wonder how that's going to mess with the postseason bracketology. It's just weird. It's weird the way that this is all put together. at these lower levels because some schools just can't field a team. And it's sad, especially being my alma mater. It's really sad having to combine with Buckland. I'm glad they combined with Buckland and not Mineola, though. I don't know if I could have handled that. I don't think I could have. I could not have handled that. Not at all. Anyway, that's coming up tonight. The NFL had a game last night as it went to overtime. We've had a number of overtime games here of late. And one of them that didn't finish. And that was frustrating. Trying to find the right words to say here because it was annoying. I'll give you that. It was just annoying. Why is that? Okay, there we go. Now I clicked on the right thing. It was annoying to have a tie game, especially on a Sunday night. I stayed up for that. Holy crap. That website decided to scream at me. Sorry about that. But I stayed up for that game. For what? To watch a tie. The overtime rules in the NFL have been ridiculous for a long time. The best way to do it is the way college football does it. That's the best way to do it if you're going to do it. Otherwise, make it a tie at the end of regulation. Be soccer. Screw it. But the way college football does it, it's fun, it's exciting. I like the idea of, if you're still tied at the end of first overtime, you have a kickoff between the kickers, start at the 40, move it back 5 yards till you get to the 60, and then move it back a yard until somebody misses. I like that. I think that's great. But the Niners got a field goal last night. They're 4-1. Mac Jones and company. Christian McCaffrey had a big day. Those of us that have him on our fantasy team were feeling really good coming out of Thursday night. Just to get crushed this weekend. It's going to happen. The Rams now sit at 3-2. But some interesting games this week. Chiefs and Jags are the Monday night game. How is that the Monday night game? Chiefs are 2-2. Jags are 3-1. I guess it works out, but it would have been bad if the Chiefs were 1-4. That'd have been really bad. But I think Patrick Mahomes is still the one that you want. Oh my goodness! Stop. These pop-up ads. NFL.com needs to get it together. All I did was move the screen, man. Dumb. I gotta figure out how to mute all that stuff. Anyway, but yeah, some interesting games. Texans and Ravens, both are 1-3, both huge playoff implications with this game. I think the Ravens win it and save their season. The Texans are going the wrong direction. Colts will host the Raiders. The Colts will see if they can get to 4-1 after losing last week. Heartbreaking fashion. They gave that one away. The Cowboys at 1-2-1 get the Jets, get things right. Dak Prescott and company. Interesting stat, by the way. Dak Prescott, through his first 126 games started in the NFL, is 77-48-1. Tony Romo, in his first 126 games started in the NFL, was 78-48. The difference is the tie on Sunday night. That is the difference between the two records. Everybody was clamoring for Dak Prescott and just crapped all over Tony Romo for years. Now they're crapping all over Dak Prescott. He still has a great record, 77-48-1. That's a solid record. But neither one of them could get it done in the postseason. The Cowboys can't get it done in the postseason. Goodness gracious. All right, so I'm done with NFL.com. Mute site. There we go. Now I got the right button. It was loud in my headset. I don't like that at all. But the Cowboys haven't been able to get it done. The Cowboys are the Padres and the Blue Jays of Major League Baseball. They get into the postseason. They don't know what to do when they get there. So, see if they can get back on the winning side of things against the Jets this week. The Eagles will host the Broncos. Seahawks and Bucks. Both teams are 3-1. This is an interesting game. Be played in Seattle. I'm interested in that game. The Lions at the Bengals. The Bengals are so beat up. It's amazing that they're 2-2. That's not going to be a game. Commanders and Chargers is interesting. Jaden Daniels should be back. There's a question if Deebo Samuel will be back or not, but he could be back. Commanders could have some of their weapons and at Inglewood, California, taking on the Chargers, who are 3-1 but have shown some cracks. So we'll see on that one. Patriots and Bills, Chiefs, Jaguars. That's going to be Monday night games, so all right. Sunday night, Patriots, Bills, all right. Neither one of them, make me stop and, oh, man, look at that game. Neither one of them. So, some good games, some games in the NFL this week. We'll see exactly how it all plays out. But last night, almost, the Rams couldn't get it done. 49ers now 4-1. 26-23 was the final of that game. Luckily, we didn't have back-to-back ties. Or I guess it wouldn't be back-to-back because the Monday night game wasn't a tie. But hopefully we don't have back-to-back ties. Ties shouldn't be a thing in the NFL. It shouldn't be. This isn't soccer. And the fact that we had a tie Sunday night. And then what are we doing with 2 Monday night games? Why are we doing that? We've done it the last couple years, and every time I'm like, because they're at the same time. Why are you splitting your audience? The point of a primetime game is to have all the eyeballs. I don't get why. And then the 2 games you had, Jets, Dolphins, Bengals, Broncos. Who cares? Ugh. Just garbage games. What is this, a Thursday on a Monday? What's going on here? But whatever. They make more money than I do. The NFL does. So, I don't know. Whatever. We'll see. It should be an interesting week. College football. Got KU and K-State both back in action. Lots of Big 12 action. We'll talk about that here in just a couple of moments. And we'll also talk about the reports about Paul Feinbaum and other college football notes. I got to get my brain working. It's just dying right now. I'm tired. Either way, we'll talk about all that in just a minute. It's Riding the Pine here on a Friday on Dry River Radio. Graph Inc. is your printing solution nationwide and the only place I do my printing business. Hello everyone, it's me, Joey Dean. When I need business cards, flyers, banners, or even just graphic design, I call my friends at Graph Inc. They can print you pretty much anything and have it arrive at your door in short order. Scale tickets, carbon sheets, or whatever you need printed. The professionals at Graph Inc. will make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. They're a 24/7 printer too, so don't worry if it's 7 p.m. on a Friday. They will still make sure you're taken care of. Find them online at gigc.us. The only place I trust for my printing needs is Graph Inc. You may not know this yet, but your weekend breakfast spot is about to be the same place you take the family out of an evening. That's right, we're talking about Golden Corral. The same buffet that serves steak, meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and everything else you love transforms on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday mornings from 8 to 11 to the best breakfast buffet around. Omelet station, hash browns, breakfast casserole, waffles, cinnamon rolls, biscuits, and gravy. Oh man, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. Of course you can visit Golden Corral all week long, and you should. But if you really want to get your day going, you want to stop in for breakfast at Golden Corral Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning, or go to goldencorral.com and order GC on the go anytime. Golden Corral, 1727 East Kansas Plaza in Garden City. Pike Insurance is an independent insurance agency. What does that mean? Well, they represent many different companies, which gives you the ability to choose the best carrier for your insurance needs. They strive to educate you on the best options available to you. Pike Insurance has a Buckland location at 120 North Main, as well as a location in Mineola at 201 South Main, or you can find them at pikeinsuranceKansas.com. Don't get confused trying to figure out what insurance you need. Let Pike Insurance help you through the process. Pike Insurance in Mineola and Buckland.
Hello everyone, it's me Harrison, and I want to tell you about Spike's Cafe. Have you tried them out yet? If not, then you are missing out. Not only do they have fantastic breakfast and awesome lunch specials, but they also cater and have a food truck. So there is no excuses for not eating Spike's Cafe. They are open Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on Ingles Home Football Friday, they stay open until 6. So go visit them today on Main Street or visit them on Facebook. Spike's Cafe, only in Ingles, Kansas.
At Bank 7, they believe that if you help build a stronger community, you build a stronger bank. They're committed to acting with the highest level of integrity in everything they do and in every relationship with their customers. Whether you want a one-on-one relationship with your banker or 24/7 mobile banking access, Bank 7 in Montezuma or Copeland is there for you. For more info, visit bank7.com. Bank 7, their best investment is you. Member FDIC. Bank 7 is a proud supporter of the South Gray Rebels. Make the best decision you could make for a fun weekend and visit Poor Decisions in Elkhart, Kansas. Open Thursdays from 7 p.m. to midnight and Friday and Saturdays from 7 p.m. to 2 a.m. Poor Decisions is there to help you unwind after a hard week or escape the kids and in-laws. They host monthly karaoke, live music, special parties, and more. Plus, they have a comfortable outdoor patio where you can take in the evening games. With cold drinks and bar appetizers, Poor Decisions has you covered. Visit them at 820 Border Avenue in Elkhart. The best weekend decision is Poor Decisions. If you need a place to cash your paycheck or are looking for a little extra cash, stop by AAA Pawn and Armory. AAA Pawn and Armory has a wide selection of slightly used items such as TVs, guitars, golf clubs, tools, jewelry, and more. They also have a large inventory of rifles, shotguns, and handguns, as well as ammo in stock. So whether you are looking for your next firearm, TV, or other item, or you just need to cash a check or pawn something for a little extra money, don't go anywhere but AAA Pawn and Armory, 132 West Kansas Avenue in Garden City. Fighting with all the websites today. I had it all set up. I went through all these websites, MLB.com and ESPN.com and NFL.com, and turned off the auto play. So none of the videos should play automatically when I go to the site. Does that matter? No, it doesn't matter at all because they will do whatever the hell they want. And I even looked on the ESPN one just now. Autoplay's turned off. It's still playing the minute I go to a site and go to a page. Stupid. Stupid, stupid. Anyway, it's Right in the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory here on Dry River Radio, here on your Friday. Got high school football coming your way this evening. Of course, you can stream the game on our website, dryriverservices.com. You can listen to it on Dry River Radio as well. 6:45, we'll have a pregame show, Bank 7 Montezuma pregame. Mineola hosting Setanta on senior night from Mineola, Kansas. Honestly, Mineola's the better team. This should be a pretty easy game for the Wildcats, but the Indians, they're gonna put up a battle. It's high school football. You never know. You really never know in 8-man or 6-man, but you never know overall in high school football in the state of Kansas. So what is Kansas State now? The Wildcats got the win last week. I didn't think they would, to be honest with you, as they beat UCF pretty handily, 34-20. But is this back to what we thought they were? You know, they're 1-1 now in conference play. After losing to Iowa State, the loss to Arizona was a non-conference scheduled game, so that one doesn't count against them. but they're 2-3 overall, 1-1 in conference play, very much alive in the debate for, or in the race for conference championship. Kansas and Kansas State both very much alive at 1-1. Getting one win in the first couple of games of conference play is huge. But now Kansas State goes to Baylor. Baylor also 1-1, 3-2 overall. And I don't know what to make of this Kansas State team. I know what to make of the Kansas team. And we'll talk about KU in a second. But this Kansas State team, I really don't know what to make. Avery Johnson's thrown for over 1,000 yards already. He's got 8 touchdowns. Dylan Edwards is their leading running back. And they've struggled to run the ball. Passing hasn't been the deal. They've struggled a little bit to run, though. But, you know, what is this Kansas State team? Does anybody know? Do they even realize who they are? Are they self-aware at all? They've got a stretch here at Baylor, home against TCU, before they host Kansas. These are important games. Now, TCU's 0-1 in conference play, as the Horned Frogs, I gotta click on the right thing here, lost to Arizona State by 3. Arizona State and Iowa State, top 2 teams in the Big 12 right now. Both at 2-0. But that's a close loss. TCU's a good team. Baylor's a good team. The Bears, damn it. Oh, I'm going to get mad at these websites today. The Bears have lost to Arizona State by 3. And they've also lost to Auburn this year. They beat Oklahoma State, but everybody's going to beat Oklahoma State this year. That's not an accomplishment. So the question is, what are the Kansas State Wildcats? You got an 11 a.m. ESPN Plus game at Baylor, 2:30 Fox game versus TCU the next week. That's going to tell us who this Kansas State Wildcat team is. Are they the team that beat UCF, who I was impressed by UCF in the first couple of games of the year. And I really thought that UCF might be the team that, you know, surprises everybody in the Big 12. And K-State took care of business at home. You know, are they that team? A team that came back and made it interesting against Arizona, took a lead in the second half, early in the second half? Or are they the team that lost to Army? Lost a winnable game against Iowa State, in which they played like garbage. Nearly lost to North Dakota. Forget about that. They won that game. Probably shouldn't have. They probably should have been 0-4 going into last week. They got lucky. And they took care of business against Central Florida. Now they go to Baylor. This is going to be a tough game. A lot tougher, I think, than K-State fans realize. And especially when you don't have an actual true identity. Now, hopefully K-State found that last week, and the Wildcats can take care of business on the road and get back toward the top of the standings and in the conversation of this team could win the Big 12. Because they're not out of it by any means. One loss is not going to knock you out of the conversation. 2 losses, you're going to start to, I don't know. It's going to be hard to recover from 2 losses. But 1 loss isn't going to keep you out of the conversation. You're going to be right there. That loss being Iowa State, that hurts a little bit. And I think Iowa State is probably one of the teams that represents the Big 12 in the playoffs, and I think they're going to be Big 12 championship team. Who the second one is, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be Arizona State. It could be KU, could be K-State. It could still be UCF for all I know. Could be Cincinnati. Where did that come from? Shifting over to the Kansas Jayhawks. Kansas is Kansas. For 2 years now, 2 years, they have shown an inability to close out ball games. They should have beat Missouri earlier this year. They couldn't close it out. Despite giving up 600 yards of offense to the Tigers, they still should have beat Missouri. Couldn't close out the game. And they should have beat Cincinnati, despite giving up 600 yards of offense. Couldn't close out the game. This team has shown an inability for 2 years now to close out games. That was the thing last year. That was the best 5-7 team in the country last year. And right now they're 3-2. And both games they lost, they should have won. And to lose after dominating West Virginia, to lose at home to Cincinnati in a game you should have won, that's hurtful. Like, even if you squeak by, you still need to win at home. Now they go to UCF, and UCF's stinging a little bit after getting spanked by K-State. And they're going to be ready. This is a tough game. It was going to be a tough game anyway, but now it's even more because you have to win if you're KU. If you want to have a shot at a Big 12 championship berth, you have to win. There's no more room for error if you're the Kansas Jayhawks. Your schedule doesn't allow it. You got Texas Tech after that, then K-State. You still got Iowa State and Arizona on the road on the schedule. This is not an easy schedule for the Kansas Jayhawks. You have to get the wins when they're presented to you. And they have shown an inability to do that the last couple of years. And I don't know if that is Coach Leopold's fault. If Lance just doesn't have the right people in place to call the right plays, because they should have done more than what they were doing against Missouri late. They were having success in the intermediate passing game, and then they ran away from it. For whatever reason. They were getting, 6-8 yards of play. And then, oh no, we're going to hand it off and run right into the middle of the defensive line. Because that's worked out so great. And they lost the game. They could have put the game away. They were mistakes away from putting the game away against Cincinnati last week. This is a team that, for whatever reason, they cannot close it out. And they have an outstanding quarterback. They've got a solid running game. LaShawn Williams has been great. Emmanuel Henderson has been amazing in the wide receiver position. Jalen Daniels over 1,200 yards passing, 16 touchdowns. He's looked great. He's put him in positions to win. He's also made boneheaded plays, and you know you're going to have that with Jalen Daniels. You know that's going to happen. Once a game, he's going to make a boneheaded play. And you got to be able to overcome it. And they still could have overcome that against Cincinnati. They weren't able to. And that's why they're 3-2 on the year, because they can't close out games. They should have beat K-State last year. Should have beat, I don't know. Name somebody they lost to last year. They should have beat most of them. Arizona State, they should have beat. A team that ended up winning the Big 12. There's so many frustrating endings the last 2 years for the Kansas Jayhawks. And at least they have an identity. They know who they are. They're the team that collapses in the end. They're going to lead you for 3.5 quarters. And in the final 4 minutes of a game, they're going to piss it away. That's who the Kansas Jayhawks are. So, at least they have an identity, I guess. K-State's still looking for theirs. We'll find out at Baylor for Kansas State tomorrow. At UCF on ESPN2, 6:30 tomorrow for the Kansas Jayhawks, 5:30 Central Time. So, yeah. I'm frustrated if you can't tell as a KU fan. I'm angry inside. Let's get to the picks. One top 25 game of note that I'm going to pick on is 5-0 Vandy at 3-1 Alabama. That is 2:30 tomorrow. That is on. What is that on? Is that ESPN? Let's see here. ABC. 2:30 on ABC tomorrow. 5-0, 16th ranked Vanderbilt at 3-1, 10th ranked Alabama from Bryant-Denny Stadium. Tuscaloosa. Give me Vandy in that one. I think Vandy is going to go to 6-0. The world is already crazy place because we have the Mariners and Blue Jays as the top 2 seeds in Major League Baseball standings. So, yeah, give me Vandy. In the Big 12 tonight, West Virginia is at number 23, BYU, 9:30 on ESPN. Give me BYU. The Cougars go to 5-0 tonight. Tomorrow, 11 a.m., ESPN2, number 14, Iowa State, 5-0 at 3-1 Cincinnati. This one is a little bit of a trap game for Iowa State, I think. Cincinnati feeling really good after their win last week, but I think Iowa State wins this one and moves to 6-0. 11 a.m. ESPN Plus, Kansas State at 2-3, at 3-2 Baylor. Give me the Wildcats on the road. I think they figured something out against UCF last week, and I think they're going to get back in this conversation and turn some heads after just a horrid start. By the way, you can get tickets to that game as low as $8 at McLean Stadium in Waco, Texas. Yeah, crazy. 2 o'clock on TNT, True TV, and HBO Max. 1-3 Oklahoma State at 3-1 Arizona from Tucson, Arizona Stadium. $13 low price for tickets. That one, I wouldn't even pay that to go see that game. That's going to be Arizona all the way. Number 11, Texas Tech at 4-0. At 4-0, Houston. The Cougars, undefeated at this point in the year. 6 o'clock on ESPN tomorrow. From Houston, Texas. Give me Texas Tech on the road, but I think Houston does make it interesting. I think it's a one-score game late. 6:30 on Fox, 2-3 Colorado at 3-1 TCU from Amon G. Carter Stadium in Fort Worth. Give me TCU in this one. Colorado, I don't think, stands a chance against the Frogs. And 6:30 on ESPN2 tomorrow night, 3-2 Kansas at 3-1 UCF from FBC Mortgage Stadium in Orlando, Florida. Give me Kansas. Yeah, give me the Jayhawks. I'm not confident at all. Tickets as low as $14 for that one in Orlando. It's going to be a good game. I think that's going to be a really good game. Just Kansas just can't finish. They just don't finish. It's frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Major League Baseball playoffs. In the Detroit and Seattle series, give me the Mariners. In the Yankees and Blue Jays series, give me the Blue Jays. Dodgers-Phillies series, give me the Dodgers. Cubs-Brewers series, give me the Cubs. Go Cubs, go. And then NFL Week 5 action. Sunday morning game from London. Vikings and Browns. Give me the Vikings. Sunday at noon, Texans and Ravens. Like I said earlier, I think the Ravens win that one, dashing the hopes of the Texans for a playoff berth early in the year. Dolphins and Panthers. Who's going to go to 2 wins? This is an awful game. Just an awful game. Give me the Dolphins on the road, I guess. Yeah, I almost took the Panthers. Raiders at the Colts. Give me the Colts. Another noon game. Giants at the Saints. Man, awful game. Awful matchup. I think the Saints get their first win, though. Give me Spencer Rattler, baby. Cowboys at the Jets. Give me the Cowboys. The Jets go to 0-5. The Broncos at the Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, I guess. It's just disgusting to say. Titans at the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals. Bucks at Seahawks. This is going to be a really good game. Baker and company nearly had a comeback last week. Man, this is tough. Give me the Bucks on the road. That's going to be a really good game. 3:05 start time for that game on Sunday. Lions at the Bengals. That's not going to be a good game. Give me the Lions. Commanders at Chargers should be a good game. Give me the Commanders on the road. They go to 3-2. Patriots and Bills on Sunday Night Football. Give me the Bills, but it's closer than what Bills fans want to be. And Chiefs Jaguars on Monday Night Football in Jacksonville. Give me the Chiefs. I liked what they did. Having Worthy back last week really changed that offense. They were able to stretch the field a little bit. Give me the Chiefs on Monday Night Football. That'll do it for the show today. Big thank you to all of our sponsors. Big thank you to AAA Pawn and Armory especially. 132 West Kansas in Garden City, Kansas. Don't forget to go to their AAA Pawn Shop Facebook page and find out about the gun raffles they have going on and get a hold of them. You can get signed up through Cash App for a gun raffle. You have to be 21 to enter and pass a background check if you win. So you can get your pistol, but some really sweet pistols, including one that is a Colt that only 500 are made. So your chance to win one for $125 for that one. The other raffle, just $25 to get into that. So do that. And let's get to 25 entries so that I can win a pistol. Yeah. Don't forget, we got high school football coming your way this evening as 6:45. Our Bank 7 Montezuma pregame show will get underway from Mineola. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. This has been Riding the Pine, presented by AAA Pawn and Armory, right here on Dry River Radio.